This the Mixtape Queens.
Today, we have Keshawn Moe, an artist based out of North Little Rock who's making big waves with hits like 106 in Park. Welcome, King.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here for real.
Yes, we're happy to have you. We came across your profile on Instagram. We saw you're in Little Rock. We love Little Rock artists. And, Arkansas has some really amazing talent. And we're lucky enough to tap in with you and hear some of your music. And here we are.
No, I appreciate y'all for actually, taking time to listen and, giving me feedback and all of that, man. It means a lot for real. So it's an honor to be here for real. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It's the same for us. And, we made this podcast so that we would be able to create a platform and a community for artists who need to get their voice heard, not just their music, but your message, your story.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Yeah, I mean, of course, my name, North Little Rock. With the music, I've been I've been doing music since I was a kid. My uncle, he had a studio when I was growing up that I would go to with my cousins, and we would, we would make our own little mixtapes. We would rap over other industry beats, and we would go and we would go to like different local spots to actually sell our little mixtape CDs. And this is like, back in the day, I'm a kid, so it's like early 2000s, so CDs are still a thing. And so like we would go and do that, and it kind of taught us entrepreneurship, taught us networking, it taught us, how to kind of move your own music. And from there, I just kind of like always had a love for music. I kind of, dabbled back and forth with it throughout college and stuff like that. And, I've always kind of had a thing for music. So I think a lot of my influences in music comes from like my uncle and people, that I'm from where I'm around.
Yes, absolutely.
That's super dope. And with your uncles being kind of like where you got your musical influence, how do you think their favorite music played a part in you becoming the artist that you are?
Man, I'm glad you asked that, because to me, it taught me the beauty of like wordplay and being lyrical and painting a picture that that the listener can actually see without actually having to watch a music video or look at photos and stuff like that. Like I would listen to a lot of Nas, I would listen to a lot of Jay, I would listen to Biggie, Pac, I would listen to all the legends. But then of course I had my own music selection as a kid. I'm listening to people that's around the age group I like. So you got Lil Bow Wow and stuff like that. But as far as me, the artist I am today, it definitely goes back into like my uncles and the people that they put me up around. Like it even goes deeper into like Southern hip hop. So you got Master P, you got Cash Money, you got UGK, you got like stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I always love a lot of wordplay. I always love music that can make me see things without actually having to look at a visual representation of it. I like to dream. I'm a dreamer. So all the songs that they would play around me, it always just made me sit down and listen to the lyrics. And I'm like, what's that? As a kid, I'm just trying to paint these little pictures in my head.
Yes, I'm vibing with that, and it resonates with me because that's around my generation too. It's interesting how those experiences and your uncle influenced you. So how did you first discover that you were real passionate about music? Like you kind of tapped into the fact that you could really become an artist, and when did you dive into the business aspect of that?
Well, I mean, quite frankly, I've always kind of been into like just art forms of everything. So music, film, photography, and things like that. I actually would just listen to songs and hear how the song was composed. So I would listen to like the vocal arrangements, the instrument arrangement, stuff like that. As far as myself on the business side of it, I still really haven't fully grasped that part of it because I'm so focused on just music. Like I'm a true artist at heart. Like all I care about is music. And so that's kind of why I like I said, I've dabbled in it in and out throughout college. I would put out projects in college and stuff like that. But I'm just now really getting to the point where I'm really trying to take it fully serious enough to like consider a career out of it because the talent has always been there, in my opinion, and from the feedback I've always gotten. Um, so now I'm at the point where again I just kind of want to make it a career option, just because I don't know. I love music. I love just being creative in every aspect.
That's very inspiring.
It really is very inspirational, and like it's almost kind of crazy to see, probably for yourself, the amount of growth you've had in the time that you have been really pushing for your craft.
Yeah,
Right.
for real.
So it's been more recently that you started taking it more seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
So how is it, let's compare the artist aspect to the business aspect.
Hmm.
Like, let's dive deep into that. How's your experience in the music business? Like, what are some of the struggles that you faced and some of the things that you're learning along the way?
I guess, not to sound too deep, but I guess every struggling point is a learning point. But the thing is, um, again, I'm kind of flowing through it as just an artist. One of the things I kind of face is like the networking part of it because I'm really an introverted person at heart. Like I go to the studio, I like to do sessions by myself or if my engineer's there. If one of the people that I keep close around me is there, it's cool. But for the most part, I'll go in by myself and record my whole joint. Kind of play around with a little bit of the mix, but then I'll ask my engineer to come in and kind of clean it up and we work on that together. But it's networking for me, like, and being active on social media. Like, I'm not really a social media person like that, and so I like to actually make real life connections because I know who I'm meeting. Of course, I do put my pride to the side and open the doors and let genuine people in. In the case right now, like I knew y'all were genuine just from the conversation, the kind of behind the scenes conversations or whatever, but. I don't know. To me, the main thing is networking. The talent is there for me, but it's the networking because in order for people to hear what you got going, you got to be able to, be around people and people have to know you, in order for them to share you with other people that they may know, and then it's a word of mouth thing from that point.
No doubt. Yes, that social media is something nowadays because you do have the local aspect where you can do shows, you can do showcases and meet people, but if you want to tap into that international audience and you want to expand your fan base, it's all right here in the palm of your hand. And it's
Yeah,
always interesting for me to see the type of artist, like you say, you're an introvert, how that converts into social media, because I see a lot of really talented artists that are making amazing music and they don't really share it with anybody.
yeah,
And it's interesting because social media is like a full-time job. It takes so much time,
yeah,
right? And then it's so distracting. Like, the feeds are curated for us to be hooked to, like, catching our attention.
yeah,
So it's real easy to fall into that scroll hole
Mm-hmm.
and get lost in it for a few hours and then say, oh, okay, time for bed, or I gotta go do this or that.
yeah,
So it's pretty interesting.
And I mean, it's crazy to think that that's actually true, that people, these different artists that have such great work, will, it's almost like willingly but unwillingly waste that precious
yeah,
gift that they can give to people, because music changes the world.
yeah,
It shifts people's energy. Like, we literally, for example, we literally had an artist who had this song he sent us the snippet of, and it was so good. We still play it to this day, just that
Yeah.
snippet. And
Yeah.
he has yet to release it. And it's like, it's that good.
I think
It's that good.
a lot of times artists, we all, for one, we're super insecure, whether they, want to admit it or not, but most artists are super insecure. And like when you put things out to social media, it kind of like, it's weird. It's almost like, open house for interpretation of, or I'm sorry, for opinions and things like that. And so, people don't, we tend to overthink ourselves out of a situation. Like we'll be like, oh, this song is fire, but then we'll just start thinking about so many things and like, oh, if I post it at this time, it's not going to do it, or if I whatever, we make these random excuses up. And so like, I get it. Like I definitely understand why so many artists don't put out a lot of stuff. Just like you got to think about even on a big scale, a Kendrick Lamar or a Frank Ocean or somebody like that. Like they're very, particular when they drop. They don't drop every year. They don't drop, every, whenever they drop, whenever they feel it's the perfect time. Everything is polished. Everything is this. All the, it's crazy being an artist sometimes because you think about you go through so many things, but in reality, the people don't care. They just want to hear it, but you don't want it to just be put out any type of way.
That's facts. And like another thing that you just said, like, I'm glad you brought up Tyler, the creator.
I didn't. I brought up Frank, but that's it's in the same
Frank.
family.
Okay. I'm
It's in the
glad you
same
brought up
family though.
Frank, but like Frank, like Tyler, the creator, what these awesome artists have in common is that they push the music that they put out.
Yeah.
And a lot of these new artists, they put out a song or they'll put out an entire EP and they won't even push it. They'll be like, oh, I'm going to drop another EP next month.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, people haven't even gotten a chance to really hear your song or your music yet.
Yep. I like to make music that people can kind of live to. Like I'm still getting feedback from Gumbo and people, people, I like the fact that people are living with it. Like, I don't want to continue just put out disposable music. I'm not that type of guy. Like, I don't care if I'm not trending forever, like, because I'm putting out a new song every week. Like, and if I do ever do a situation where I put out a new song every week, it's going to be substantial. It's going to be something that's going to lead to a bigger project. But again, what you're saying, people, they just drop stuff to kind of stay on the radar and they don't promote it and they don't really like kind of really give it this full push or even package it like a real project. That kind of bothers me. Yeah, you gotta be professional, even if you're not a full-time professional artist. You kind of want to present yourself still professionally. I don't know. I guess I'm just different, but I like to be professional with things.
Yes, I agree with you, and I'm encouraging anyone that's listening to go check out your song Keshawn Moe 106 in Park and check it out, especially the video too. I like the video. Can you tell us more about that song? It's real deep and it's very lyrical, and that's the type of music that I really am passionate about. So I want everyone to hear a little bit more about that song so that we can get some people to go listen to it.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. 106 in Park. It's a song off one of my most recent projects, which is called Gumbo. I know there was another artist it's actually in the industry that dropped a project called Gumbo, but mine came out a little earlier. But it's a project it's a song off that project that's kind of it's almost a self-reflection, almost like a stream of consciousness. I'm just, kind of going off and letting these things fly. And, you catch things here and there. It's a lot of, witty bars with a lot of double, triple entendres, things like that. But it's a song that was written actually a couple years in apart. Like, certain parts of that song was written years apart from each other. And they always was like kind of relevant to me, and it made sense for me to make it. I'm sorry, to put it on that particular beat. Because it was a dope. It's just a dope, again, stream of consciousness. Me just running along these thoughts. And I don't know, I like music like that. But if you listen to like Gumbo, it's different sounds on there. I'm just a student of music altogether. But my favorite type of rap is like real lyrical rap. Like I just like to think. I don't know. I always call myself a music nerd because I love music of all of all forms. But 106 and Park is like, again, it's like my roots to music, like just the boom bap sound, like uh New York inspired type of swag. I don't know. It's dope. I don't know. I don't want to keep bigging it up. I want y'all to listen to it, to kind of check it out. To kind of make your own opinion on it.
Yes, I'm actually looking at it right now on Apple Music, and I pulled up the Gumbo album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it yet because, I love that song. So of course I added it to my playlist, but
Yeah.
what do you have planned for, do you have like other singles that you're going to release off of that, or what do you have planned next?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have videos and things like that I've already released. The algorithm is kind of trash, so I get it that things don't get seen how it's supposed to. But yeah, I've kind of released quite a few things off of it. It's an 8-track joint, and it's called Gumbo for a reason, because there's different sounds on there, different flavors I'm coming with. So um, I got another song that I had a video to. I actually dropped a video actually as a exclusive video on IG TV or whatever you call it, on the reels. I'm sorry. It's called "Pray for Pray," and that song is kind of like it's another super lyrical song. I'm kind of singing on there a little bit. I'm trying to use my melodic side of it, but it's a dope song. It's really just talking about real life stuff. Um, I don't really want to be considered like a conscious rapper, but I do have conscious songs, and that's one of my rather conscious songs. But it does have more of an up tempo, got a melodic hook. So, and I got my homegirl who, she's a great singer. Her name is Jasmine. She's on there. She's accompanying me on the hook, so she's making me sound pretty because she got a beautiful voice and I don't.
Oh, lovely. Shout out to Jasmine.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we're
Jasmine.
excited to hear it because,
Yeah.
I like the idea of it being gumbo.
Yeah.
Not just is it delicious, but it's got so many different ingredients in it. So yeah, we're excited to hear that, and we encourage anybody that's listening to go check it out on any streaming platform. It's called Gumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that, for real.
So tell us a little bit more about you, your experience so far. Maybe you can tell us about some of your accomplishments in the music industry, and then let's head into like where you want to go from here. What are some of your major goals?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll be honest. I personally, and I guess I'm hard on myself, but I don't have any accomplishments at the moment that I can speak on. I mean, besides the fact that I make music and I think it's pretty good, but I don't have anything right now that I personally can hold up as a trophy. My overall goal is to just get listeners, and eventually start performing and showing my live aspect of things. Because I'm a continue saying this, and I'll probably say this in other places I talk. I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of music. I'm a student of performers. I know shows. I know showmanship. I know, what really goes into putting on a great show. So I'm ready to get on those stages and start performing in front of people. People can see these and actually see me bring life to the songs on Gumbo and on other projects that I may have, and other music that I got coming along, in the future. My goal is to start performing. I want to be a artist that's gonna win people over with my performances, because that's where I can really connect with the people. Again, like I say, I'm not the social media person. Although I am an introvert, when it comes to like the music and things like that, I would rather be around people and be a physical being rather than just a digital image. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be right there where I can touch the people, I can connect with the people, I can show them that, I'm not a studio rapper, I'm not a studio artist, I'm an actual artist. I want to be able to put on a full show. So in the future, my goals is to be able to do shows, do features, you know what I'm saying? Like, do more interviews, hop on this podcast a few more times. Hopefully I can be hopefully I can be a reoccurring guest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just really want to do the music thing full time. That's really what my goals are. I want to be a real artist. I want to be a person that people can, actually see and know that I'm really real. I'm not AI. You know what I'm saying? So like, I hate to, hopefully I wouldn't sound too negative. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but honestly, I don't have any accomplishments right now. I kind of look at myself as a new artist, even though I've been doing this for so long, within my lifetime anyways. I think I'm still a new artist. I'm fresh.
Well, let me tell you something. You being a talented artist is an accomplishment.
Appreciate
Because
that.
it takes so much dedication and skills to do what you do. To write a song, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
You know, anyone who makes music, which is most of our listeners, or anyone who enjoys music, there is a whole process. I mean, it takes hours and days and weeks and sometimes years to write a song.
For sure.
So that's an accomplishment in itself. And the fact that you have the courage to put your music out there and be your authentic self and share your light is a testament to your journey and to art itself.
Thanks. I for real
It
appreciate
really
that.
is.
Yeah.
And you've already dropped so many different gems in this episode alone. And we know that people are going to be listening to this and being kind of tripped out by your ability to have accountability for yourself and your artwork. It's like, if you really want to be an artist, you have to push for being an artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So with that being said, on the Mixtape Queens platform, see, I'm jumbled. I'm all nervous. Okay. So on the Mixtape Queens podcast, we do use this platform to lift up and make sure that artists like yourself are heard and that they get the proper advice so that they can continue to be inspired to create and be their best selves.
Yeah.
So is there any advice that you would like to give to the listeners?
Man, my best advice is to listen to yourself. Don't share too many things with people that's not gonna really put towards the benefit of what you're trying to accomplish, because people like to cast insecurities on what you have planned. So just listen to yourself, man. You, at the end of the day, you create within yourself. Even if you create with other people, it all starts inside. So like, just listen to yourself. And sometimes don't listen to yourself, because you can also cast insecurities on yourself that's going to lead you in the wrong direction from where you really want to be. So I listen to myself. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to yourself, yeah.
Social media game changers. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level?
It's time to step up your game with the Mixtape Queens. We specialize in all things social media, from graphic design, music, photography, and videos. We got everything you need.
Whether you're a business looking to boost your brand, an influencer looking to expand your following, or wanting to just get yourself heard, the Mixtape Queens got you.
Want to contact us? Go to our website at mixtapequeens.com. Yes, mad respect. Mad respect to you. And we're very blessed to have you here today. I feel like you are one of those artists. I mean, it happens very often, right? Because we're blessed enough to be working in an industry where we can go out and pick our favorite artists and our favorite people. So
Yeah.
I have to say that you are one of those hidden gems that is like, if I had $1 million, I would sign you today.
Yeah, that's dope.
It wouldn't be a problem. But,
Yeah.
We're in the age of independent artists, and, we just want to let you know that we're here. Anything you need, you have our support.
Yeah.
And we encourage anybody that is listening to go check you out. Keshawn Moe, all your links are going to be in the description of the podcast. And we want people to go listen to you on Apple Music, Spotify, follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And, major props to you for sharing that wisdom and your knowledge about what you've experienced in the music industry and the music business industry. And just keep being your raw, authentic self. We appreciate you. And we are looking forward to having you back on the Mixtape Queens podcast again, for sure.
Man, appreciate y'all, man, for real. Dang, it's dope. Yeah, for real. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, we're sending lots of love to you and everybody around the world who's listening in all 19 countries. And shout out to all of our friends and family. We love all of you.
Period.
I was gonna say good night, but all right. Well, you be safe, King, and we'll talk to you soon.
Man, thank y'all again. Much love, for real.
All right, peace.
Rise like a phoenix into a realm of the unknown.